discretionary viewer. Calling for all Wrestling Federation. This week on All Star Wrestling, scheduled to join us, Sergeant Slaughter from Kansas City. The Iron Speaker competition. Along with the magnificent Morocco, reigning Intercontinental Champion. And just as well, in their first appearance in All Star Wrestling, the tag the former title holder, Papa, Chica, the Wild Samoa. And in the return, scheduled for tag team action in the combination of the Invader. This copyrighted telecast is being brought to you by the authority of the World Wrestling Federation and Titan Sports Incorporated. This is a rebroadcast where the use of pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this telecast, including the imposition of a charge without the express written consent of Titan Sports and the World Wrestling Federation, is prohibited. In the ring in a moment, the Invaders, total combined weight 454 pounds, all from Puerto Rico, and we're looking at Billy Williams in the black tights from Detroit, Michigan, 244 pounds. Rene Goulet, his tag team partner on the outside of the ring. Here we go.
Very aggressive. He wants to win.
Another slam, and this Invader has sustained quite a bit of punishment as of late. A moment ago, you saw the referee just right in the middle of Goulet and Williams continuing to kick. Invader number 2, and he didn't threaten him with disqualification, but took very little action other than just it was a veiled threat, I think.
Seems to me that the referee is a little afraid.
Rene Goulet reaching for the tag. Rene Goulet, as you bring out the wily veteran, wide up and now the Invader. And thus far, Pat, I would think that Goulet and his partner Williams are functioning quite well here.
They are. They've been in control so far. Started the match. That's a beautiful capture by the Master Invader.
Nicely done. Now, a moment ago, we saw Williams reaching up to make the tag to Goulet. Goulet just ignored him. A little dissension among the ranks, maybe.
That's what happens. You know, sometimes you work so hard to keep control of the match, and when you lose it, you get upset.
Again, we see, though, Williams and Goulet pretty much controlling the pace of the match.
Well, so far, William and Goulet doing very well. Usually the Invaders do a lot more tagging than that, and this week they haven't been able to do too much tagging.
Oh, they swing the button down the canvas again. Tag is made now on both parties.
Invaders so quick, and you never know what they're going to come up with. They utilize the rope an awful lot, and as we mentioned earlier, they do so much tagging, and a lot of times they get away with a lot. Both men in the ring at the same time, well, they get away with it, so they take advantage of it. Another tag is made, and he's holding Billy Williams in there. Now both Invaders are there again.
Double team effort, double team kick. Nicely done, but nonetheless, certainly one Invader in there longer than would normally be allowed, I would think. Yeah. Look at this capacity crowd here on hand. Tag was made now. Let's take a look at this. And again, more latitude. Ooh, on the part of the official. Cover. And the 3 count. Why is that case, or is that totally illegal? I don't know. What is it, man?
It is illegal. There's no question about that. Both men in the ring at the same time. Of course, there was only one man pinning Billy Williams, but still, he's playing with that. Both Australia in the ring at the same time.
Cody and Bailey get the dip. We'll take a look at what we saw from the store as we do. A question put to us this week from Michael McDonald from Holyoke, Massachusetts. Wants to know, Pat, who is the oldest male and female wrestler at the present time? That is active male and female wrestler at the present time. And how is that? What would you say?
Well, now you're asking the question, how many people do you think lie about their age? So, very hard to tell. I would say the oldest lady wrestler would have to be Fabulous Moolah.
And the oldest male?
The oldest male, well, it's quite a few, but it's very hard to tell. I really don't know.
There's a look at Sergeant Slaughter.
Luckily, he's best at the line.
Slaughter having his problems with Ted Bailey.
Well, earlier, Ted Bailey wanted to leave the ring, and I think he should have kept going. That's probably what he's saying right now.
Slaughter, we mentioned earlier, having his problems with Ted Bailey. What we meant by that really was that here comes the Cobra Clutch. Sergeant Slaughter detests when he gets in the ring against a man whose caliber is a great deal less than his. He just thinks it's a waste of his time and he does not enjoy it. He wants to be put to the test. He enjoys competition, and obviously here this week, Ted Bailey, no competition.
Well, Sergeant Slaughter surely likes tough competition, because if he beats someone that's tough, someone that's capable of taking it, that makes him that much better. That makes him that much tougher.
All right, now we'll take a look at the way Sergeant Slaughter polished off Ted Bailey. Look to the rope. And off.
Look at him coming up with a clothesline. Oh!
Ted Bailey obviously no relation to the great motion-oriented individual, great promoter, Ted Bailey from Austin, New York. Nonetheless, Ted Bailey here has learned a lesson, I'm sure. A lesson indeed from Sergeant Slaughter. Earlier on, Leonard from Holyoke, Massachusetts, Michael Johnson. For those of you who would like to write us, give you the address later on in the broadcast. In the ring at the moment, well, outside the ring actually, Captain Luis Albano. There's a look at Sika. Doesn't want anyone to look in on the plans of Lou Albano. Alpha in the background. Former tag team champions. If you look at their opposition, Nick DiCarlo in the background, Salvatore Bellomo in the foreground. This should be a really outstanding match, and also a key is to the overall abilities of Samoan since losing the tag team fight. Here we go! Sure, the Samoans have lost none of their ferocity.
And I think they're going to be worse now because I'm sure that Lou Albano will have a long talk with them. Lou Albano wants the belt back. They're going to be more vicious now. Look at
My body flop did nothing. The big 300-pound Alpha.
Very strong, very powerful wrestler.
Albano. Instructions to both Alpha and Sika.
It was something different to see the Samoans get into the ring tonight without the belt around their waist.
Indeed, this week, the Samoans look, well, I don't think it looked like they've lost anything really bad as far as their position is concerned, or their aggressiveness.
Not at all. They're more aggressive now than ever.
At the moment in the ring, Sika. Sika. In control of things in the moment against Salvatore Bellomo. Bellomo tries to inch his way over to tag his partner, Nick DiCarlo. A blatant chokehold. A blatant chokehold from our vantage point.
Oh, yeah, she's got his
Referee finally coming back around. Come on, ref. Look at him, he's right by. How can you see around off a Sika ref? He just checked it, and he doesn't believe it's a chokehold. Finally, turning the chin a little bit, Bellomo, but still even now it looks like it's very close to a choke.
It is, without a doubt, it is a chokehold. You can actually see the way Bellomo is reacting to it. The referee cannot put his hand through there. Bellomo just about out.
And now he has the hands on the chin. Nonetheless, the damage has been done. It'll slip into a chokehold when the referee gets close. It's a close call, whether or not it's a choke. Bellomo cannot counter the 300-pound frame of a wrestler like Alpha or Sika. He's not big enough to do it.
Oh, that's Samoan. They're really something else. I mean, once they get wild, even a freight train can stop these two Samoans.
Bellomo definitely reaching for the tag a moment ago to Nick DiCarlo. Oh, come on, referee. Come on. That's a blatant chokehold, Pat.
It is. Look at it. Look at the wrist of Sika right there. And the referee cannot. No. It's not a chokehold.
Turning it to the side, finally.
It still is. Well, looks to me like the referees are afraid of the Samoan.
Finally, Bellomo on his feet. Lessening the leverage on what may have been a chokehold again. And tag now made to Alpha coming in. Look at Sika keeping Bellomo's chin way back. Double shot now. Is that not ground for disqualification?
Without a doubt.
Headbutt by Sika. Tag was made to Alpha some time ago.
Wow, they're really punishing Bellomo. Bellomo taking a beating.
going on in Salvatore Palomo's mind. Look at that. He went 10 feet in the air. Palomo went every bit of 10 feet straight up in the air before he came back down. I don't know how he's on his feet. He's not for long. Oh, wow. Take a look at what. Oh, wait a minute. Outside. That's Sika out there. And the Sika who has the new Albano out there. Albano actually restraining Sika, I think. Inside or outside of the ring. You can bet if you're in there anywhere around the Samoan, anywhere within a block of the Samoan, you're going to have problems. Now, was there a tag? I'm not too sure. Nonetheless, DiCarlo was there.
Tag was made.
DiCarlo catches the Samoan off guard. Now in there with Alpha. Alpha exchanging clothes with DiCarlo. That's a mistake. Hardly anyone could exchange clothes with the Samoans. Again, double team effort continuing. Elbow, striking the butt of the jaw. Followed through with the elbow again.
That's 300 some pounds for me now. Look at this. The Samoans, oh, I tell you, they're one at a time.
Headbutt. Well, if there were any doubts, Pat, or at least the referee here was distracted by Sika. If there were any doubts, we were saying before, as to whether or not Alpha and Sika would have lost any of their steam as a result of losing the title. We know better. Devastating Samoan drop and lights out. So Alpha and Sika actually having very little in the way of opposition this week against two fine wrestlers there. Certainly veterans, both of them.
Yes, I thought that Palomo and DiCarlo would do very well together against the Samoans. But now they've been pumped up by Lou Albano. They're different men. They're even wilder, more vicious.
Well, you think Lou Albano was definitely trying to make a statement about the ability of the Samoans this week? Without a doubt. I'm sure, watching this match, Atlas and Johnson, I'm sure they're extremely aware of the skills and the all-around presence of Alpha and Sika. We'll go back now and take a look at what we saw moments ago. We picked DiCarlo. DiCarlo right up above the back. This, of course, the Samoan drop we've seen so many, many times before. Right down into the ribs, up to 300-pound Samoan. Crushing down to the rib cage of Nick DiCarlo. And there, of course, on the victory. And you can see now Sika a moment ago pointing at Salvatore Palomo. We saw him outside moments ago pointing, warning him that if he comes into the ring, he's going to have to pay some dues. And that's exactly what happened here. Palomo and Nick DiCarlo paid dues, heavy dues. Well, a bit of those of you who'd like to drop us a line, we do welcome indeed your comments, your questions, and oftentimes your suggestions as well. You're watching the right flash to Westwood, PO Box 1538, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06836. Lots more programming action still coming up. In the ring in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fuji from Osaka, Japan, many time a former co-holder of the Tag Team Championship. Mr. Fuji getting set to lock up with Steve Lombardi. Lombardi, 252-pounder. Lombardi without as much experience as Mr. Fuji, nonetheless could be an interesting matchup. Here we go.
There's Mr. Fuji once again. Going to be one of the most vicious wrestlers in the ring today. Look at him. Lombardi took her high, Back body drop from Mr. Fuji. He's got a sore back right now. Mr. Fuji smiling, enjoying every minute of it. Martial art expert. Here's Mr. Fuji with a suplex. Really punishing the back of Steve Lombardi. Back body drop to now a suplex. And you can always see the smile on Mr. Fuji's face when an American wrestler is hurt or when an American wrestler is suffering. Now Mr. Fuji is working on the trapezius area. Right now you can actually see where Steve Lombardi is really feeling the pain.
Indeed, Lombardi feeling the pain. Wow, is the other question here, Pat, from Joe Beavens from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, asking you, whatever happened to wrestler Ace Freeman?
Ace Freeman, I see him occasionally in the Pittsburgh area. Comes around and says hello to all the wrestlers, and still looks great at his age.
Still works out every day, son.
Still works out, nice man, and still loves wrestling very, very much. And we're always happy to see him.
So, Mr. Beavens from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you will certainly take note of the comments of Mr. Pat Patterson. Ace Freeman, alive and well, doing very well. Fuji going downstairs now on Lombardi. Is Fuji flat-footed, Pat, would you say? Oh, look at that, rearranging.
No, he doesn't look
He's
like
like a gigantic guppy with his mouth pulled open like that. Fuji in complete control. Going up now. Yelling, Banzai! Oh, wow! And a 3 count.
Easy victory for Mr. Fuji, and look at him smile. Lombardi is hurt. Lombardi is going to remember that match for a long time to come.
No doubt he certainly will. Let's go back to Mr. Lombardi. He's very slowly getting up. Mr. Lombardi in the ring. Referee helping Mr. Lombardi. That must be an awful feeling, Pat. I'm sure you had that feeling when you first began pro wrestling. That crushing, crushing defeat.
Oh, first of all, it really deflates your ego if you think you're going to have a chance to do a little something good. Which you look at this, Mr. Fuji ripping. Actually, look at him pulling on the mouth of Steve Lombardi.
My goodness.
Incredible. You can almost see what Mr. Lombardi had for breakfast.
If you were a dentist, certainly you wouldn't have any problem pulling any of the teeth. Not with your mouth open that wide. Was not a very painful maneuver by Mr. Fuji. All set for the Banzai. Scheduled up momentarily when we return. We promise you more World Wrestling Federation activity. So we'll be back as we continue with more as we take a look at Fuji putting the finishing touches on Steve Lombardi. Jose Luis Rivera from Puerto Rico. Mr. Rivera at 233 pounds. Ready to lock up with his opponent, 221-pounder Ken Zuber, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Referee is about ready to begin the match as they prepare to lock up. Here we go. Juggin with the head scissor. For a young man who's been wrestling about a year and a half, I think as you brought out a couple of weeks ago, Pat, trying to make a name for himself. Tough thing to do in the world of pro wrestling. Real tough.
Very, very tough. And you've got to stick with it. You've got to take the punishment. And you got to go with it. And after a while, you'll find out if you either have it or you don't have it.
And more often than not, you'll find out the hard way whether or not you have it or you don't.
There's only way to find out, Vince.
That is the hard way, right?
There's only one way. It's the hard way. There's so many wrestlers out there that's trying to hurt you, trying to beat you, trying to humiliate you. It's the only way to go. It's the hard way.
Well, you've often said, Pat, that as far as a teacher is concerned, that is the best teacher, the hard way.
It sure is.
Sugar. Hugging the bottom rope. Scheduled up next, ladies and gentlemen, Victory Corner. Should be an outstanding Victory Corner, but the guest, Freddie Blassie, the Iron Sheik, whom we will see in action later on this week.
I really believe that Fred Blassie is hypnotized.
The Iron Sheik?
No, I mean, the Iron Sheik has hypnotized Fred Blassie.
Really? Nice move on the part of Rivera. In what respect, that? In what respect?
Well, money-wise.
Oh, nice. Over by Rivera.
Beautiful fine drop kick. I mean, money-wise, apparently the Sheik has a lot of money and owns a lot of oil fields in Iran and has offered a great deal of money to Mr. Blassie if he would manage him to the championship. So, Mr. Blassie, we all know how much he loves money more than anything else in the world.
Well, Mr. Blassie, perhaps second only to one thing, Mr. Blassie has stated on many occasions that the one thing he desires more than life itself is to own the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Perhaps even more than money, Mr. Blassie would like to have the title. Of course, many of you will recall as great a career as Freddie Blassie had as a pro wrestler, and none had any greater hardly. The one title that eluded him was the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and he is yet to manage a wrestler to hold that distinction. Nice maneuver, very nicely done. Rivera with a very nice maneuver. Capacity crowd appreciating the talent of Jose Luis Rivera. Want to go back to the dressing room, but for the victory under his belt. In a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we shall like to take you to Victory Corner. When we do, we'd like to state the views expressed in Victory Corner, those of its associate publisher, Robert DeBoard, and Victory Magazine. So with that in mind now, we take you to Victory Corner.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Victory Corner. This week's special guest is the Ayatollah Blassie and his protege, the Iron Sheik. Ayatollah, 1984 is fast approaching. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? More diamonds, more jewelry that the next World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, the Iron Sheik, will give to me. And as I've said this many, many, many times, I want that title more than even life itself. And I know, as we turn that corner, I finally found the Hope Diamond in the Iron Sheik. This man is without a doubt the greatest wrestler in the world today, and he will make my prophecy come true. I know I will be handling the next World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
Can we take that as a resolution for the new year?
You can take that whatever you want, a resolution, dissolution, anything. All I said before, I'm going to be wearing more diamonds, more jewelry, more gold. Because standing beside me, I've got the diamond mine and the gold mine.
And oil.
And oil.
You don't have to worry about that.
I guarantee you, this is the oil well, the Iron Sheik, next World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Just mark that thing down. Mark it down. 1984 is the year for Blassie.
Thank you very much. Back to ringside.
Intercontinental Champion of Mount Dennis in Morocco. Say what you will about his tactics. Say what you will about his rather eccentric ways. he still remains Intercontinental Champion. Barry Hart, young man coming into his own. Hart giving away a great deal, of course, to Morocco as far as experience is concerned, but also better than 20,000. You take a look at the championship belt. We're set for the action to begin. Mr. Albano, unfortunately, extremely well for himself in that regard, at least. Sit out by Hart. But Morocco is surprised by that. Morocco back to his feet, reaching back. The young man. Neckbreaker by Morocco. Morocco, of course, can wrestle with the best of Simon Dickens standing for a brawling technique. Now look at that. Headbutt by Morocco into the back of the neck of Barry Hart. Morocco comes out something new, something different, almost a new line. That's one of the reasons why he was so victorious, because his opponent, he found it extremely difficult to find a pattern Morocco follows in his match. Tough to study the man.
It's very hard to study him because he'll never come up with the same thing. And that's what makes him successful also. Of course, he's well experienced. But the fact that he doesn't have a certain style, as you mentioned, he'll never come up with the same thing.
Morocco backs off. sort of reference to going home.
In the ring of the moment, the Iron Sheik, ladies and gentlemen, from Tehran, Iran, along with his manager, Freddie Blassie. The Iron Sheik scheduled for a one-on-one competition here, and I don't think that we're going to see the Sheik's opponent, Jimmy Jackson, attempt to... Well, no one thus far, no American wrestler thus far has accepted the challenge of the Iron, a long-standing challenge, I might add, of being able to in any way exercise with the Persian clubs in the ring now. Freddie Blassie there with the flag, but there's a look at the Persian clubs. And the Iron Sheik going through his ritual. No American wrestlers. Some have tried. You, Pat, earlier on, taking a look at them. They're very, very heavy, around 75 pounds apiece. Extremely difficult to master the technique in the exercise with these Persian clubs. You really have to have extraordinarily strong wrist, shoulder development, as well as back development.
Oh, without a doubt,
you put together.
Without a doubt, you'd have to have a strong back. That's actually 150 pounds over your head that you're really
twirling around.
Curling around. I mean, it's just something that's got to be hard to do.
We're just about ready for the action to begin here, right after this ritual. The Sheik can go on and on and on doing that, and no one else in professional wrestling, no American wrestler indeed, for sure, can do just what the Iron Sheik can do. I don't even think Jimmy Jackson is going to try. He would embarrass himself, no doubt, if in fact he would try. So, the Sheik will remove the clubs, and we're going to have a matchup here with the Iron Sheik against Jimmy Jackson. Yeah. Champion Bob Backlund. World Wrestling Federation champion. Bob Backlund on the apron of the ring. Apparently, Mr. Backlund is going to accept the challenge. Now, there's no doubt Bob Backlund has extraordinary physical gifts, but I don't think Mr. Backlund even will be able to handle this.
Well, that's something I'm anxious to see, because I don't know if Backlund ever did work out with those Persian clubs. This is going to be very interesting.
Bob Backlund, obviously, with very unique technique as far as working out is concerned, and has worked out literally all over the world. Of course, in defending the World Wrestling Federation title literally all over the world. And Bob Backlund, apparently, I know one thing, he has heard enough as it relates to the Iron Sheik as far as his insults about the United States of America. That's one thing that gets under Bob Backlund's skin. He can't stand the Sheik personally, but I think here Mr. Backlund is making a mistake. I don't know any American wrestler that has any idea of what kind of technique to use here in working with these Persian clubs. Again, if Mr. Backlund is to falter here, certainly don't fault Bob Backlund. Mr. Backlund, I would suspect, is trying this for the first time.
I can assure you,
he'll give it a go.
Well, he doesn't want to look bad, of course. I can assure you that it is very, very difficult.
Looks like it's even awkward to... No, he can't do it. That's all right. No, it's all right. Because at least Bob Backlund had the guts to come out here and attempt to do it. And it's all right. He shouldn't be embarrassed about that or anything. Backlund certainly knows... Well, he's gotten so worked up about this Iron Sheik, I think it just bothers him to the nth degree. Backlund now trying to get... Has him up. Backlund. Look at this. Backlund, how about that? Bob Backlund, how about it? Look at this. I can't believe he's doing it. Oh, no. A Sheik attacking Backlund from behind. The Iron Sheik. Oh, and a kick in the back of the neck. Oh, I can't. Look at that. Backlund holding on to his neck.
One of those weight fell in the back of his head. That's 75 pounds that fell right in the back of his neck. Vince, I was really surprised that Backlund was capable of doing that.
Unbelievable, but I'll tell you one thing. Bob Backlund is really paying. Iron Sheik, by the way, has taken off. Nowhere to be found. Bob Backlund, give him credit where it's due. Bob Backlund accepting the challenge, and no one would accept the challenge. I couldn't believe he was doing that. It looked like that there was no way he was not even come close to it. Bob Backlund, nonetheless, accepting the challenge. Bob Backlund accepting the challenge and getting a hand here from this capacity crowd. Holding on to the back of his neck, though, I'll tell you that. We'll take a look at what we saw here now. Pat, take a look at this. From behind, the Iron Sheik. Oh, and there, yes, the back of the club striking Backlund as well. Backlund trying to hang on to the thing. Oh, whoa, unbelievable. Again on the back of the neck. Kick to the back of the neck. Look at the club. Bob Backlund suffering the effect of the attack of the Iron Sheik. I'm sure we haven't heard the last of that. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, give credit where it's due. A great champion accepting the challenge, and for what it's worth, showing the Iron Sheik that indeed an American wrestler can work those Pershing clubs just as well as anybody. Sharp. In the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen, Special Delivery Jones. S.D. Jones from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 250-pounder, squaring, looking at his tag team partner and having a little conversation, rather his opponent, Charlie Fulton. Two veterans in the ring with approximately the same amount of experience, approximately the same body weight. This is anyone's guess who's going to come out on top of this match, and we're ready for the action to commence.
S.D. Jones looking better than ever, and he's been enjoying some great victory lately. And we'll see what he does this week against Charlie Fulton. As you mentioned earlier, Vince, Charlie Fulton, well experienced, equally matched with S.D. Jones. And right now, Charlie Fulton is really in control with a side headlock. Charlie Fulton, the veteran.
Off the rope now, S.D. spinning around and spinning around a little late. Charlie Fulton in control, whips him right over the hip and down to the canvas, leaning into his man. Oftentimes, Pat, when we as viewers or wrestling fans will see a hold like this, but you as a wrestler know what's going on. We see no activity right now with the side headlock, but I'm sure you could tell some stories as to what's going on. Fulton is constantly moving. He's taking his knuckles, grinding him into the cheekbones of S.D. Jones, maybe even into the eye on occasion. There's always things, subtle things like that going on that we don't know about.
Oh, nice leapfrog.
S.D. down to the canvas.
A lot of time you'll have a side headlock like this, and the man's ear will be bent over, and you're really squeezing on that head. And I'll tell you, what you think of, you don't try of escaping, you're thinking of the pain. You're thinking if you're going to lose your ear or not.
Is right now. No doubt a little pressure on the ears of Charlie Fulton and the vice of the head scissor.
That's a good escape now after Charlie Fulton working a headlock on S.D. Jones for a little while. Now S.D. Jones trying to clear the cobweb. You can actually see it.
Nice escape. That's very nicely done. Oh, but look at that reversal.
Beautiful.
Nicely done, SD.
And that was smart on Charlie Fulton. Go right back in the headlock, but SD really escaped that nicely.
SD. Back to the corner. Referee wants a clean break here. Shoulder block by Charlie Fulton. Another one. SD now for the ride. Whip to the buckle. Charlie Fulton taking his time, moving in with a kick to the ribs area. Forearm to the head. Legal maneuver. SD again to the ropes. SD turning around. Got him up high. Hooked the leg and gets his man. SD taking a very big chance there. Charlie Fulton was reluctant moving in when SD was whipped to the far corner. Fulton moving in with reckless abandon, and that's really what cost him the match, Pat.
Yeah, definitely. And like you mentioned earlier, SD really took a chance, and that's what you have to do in this sport. You have to take a lot of chance.
But at the same time, they must be calculated risk.
Definitely.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, Tito Santana has accepted the challenge. Tito Santana accepting the challenge of a week ago. The matchup, Iron Mike Sharp, and indeed we will look forward to that matchup next week. Iron Mike Sharp squaring off against Tito Santana. Notwithstanding the return of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff will also join us, along with the Masked Superstar, along with, indeed, Eddie Gilbert in individual competition. Plus, lots more, and no doubt, surprises, and we can guarantee excitement. Iron Mike Sharp, a Tito Santana headline. All Star Wrestling, right here next week.